Hi, my name is Monica Sargent. I work at Vermont Student Assistance Corporation in the Outreach Program as an educational counselor in the Educational Opportunity Center program. And I'm based here at the office in Winooski, but I also meet with people weekly at the Vermont Department of Labor in Burlington. Additionally, here in Chittenden County, my colleague Karen McGovern sees people 2 days weekly, Tuesday and Thursday at the Community College of Vermont. And in the Northeast Kingdom, Marty Kingsley provides service. And it's easy to make an appointment with for our services. Here locally, you can call 802-654-3793 to schedule an appointment. And in the Northeast Kingdom, there's a toll-free number that people can access to make those appointments. So what we do in our program typically is help people figure out what to study, where to pursue the training that they're interested in, and also how to finance that training. And we also, of course, support people's pursuit of higher education. And sometimes a training program may be a first step in one's educational journey, but it also may be a step that will ultimately lead them to a higher education, associate degree, bachelor degree, or beyond. In terms of getting started with the process, as I said, we first would make an appointment. Most of our work is one-on-one with individuals who make appointments from the community. We do target, as a federally funded TRIO program, people who are first generation in their family to go to college and who have limited resources to pay for college. But we also have an open door policy and serve whoever schedules to meet with us. When we're thinking about training, VSAC has what nationally is quite a unique resource called the Advancement, or previously known as the Non-Degree Grant. And a person, like all financial aid, has to demonstrate financial need to be eligible to receive that grant. But they can get up to 6 grants over a lifetime, really, and up to 2 grants in a financial aid year, which runs from July 1st of one year to June 30th of the next. The maximum available in a year is $2,500, but sometimes our funding can be combined with funding from other resources. For example, the Vermont Department of Labor has a fund called the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and individuals sometimes will combine our advancement grant funds with WIOA funds to meet the costs of a more expensive program. When I think about training leading to higher education, I think a good example of that is people who pursue training as a licensed nursing assistant, but ultimately want to become a nurse. And the training for becoming an LNA is reasonably affordable at around $1,500. It takes usually several months for that training. And in the process, people are getting a good foundation of knowledge that supports their further study in nursing. And here in Vermont, we have programs through the state colleges, the University of Vermont and Norwich University in nursing, and that can include practical nursing, registered nursing, and of course the Bachelor of Science of Nursing, or even advanced degrees in nursing at the University of Vermont. Other types of training that I think are popular with the students that Karen and I are seeing in this area include training to become commercial drivers, and that may be a CDLA, which would allow someone to drive a big rig, semi-tractor trailer truck. But another popular version of that training is a commercial driving license with a passenger endorsement. The local bus company, the Northwest Transit, I believe it's called now, is a place where people can get pretty good jobs with a good paying wage and Many people are pursuing that because it provides local employment as opposed to the tractor trailer driving, which often is out of state, interstate, long trips away, and that doesn't always work for everyone. I think the commercial driving license with passenger endorsements generally have benefits attached to them too. We're also seeing some people pursue trainings to become yoga teachers, yoga instructors, to become massage therapists, and those are other popular avenues of training that I think both Karen and I have had people inquire about. How do you decide what kind of a program is a good match for you? Part of our work with people is working to understand their interests, the skills that they already have, the experience that they've developed in other volunteer capacities or in employment, and how those are going to influence the type of training that they pursue. And so I think we are quite skilled at helping people develop a plan for training that might include applying for the advancement grant that I mentioned. Volunteer experiences sometimes can be a good way to check out an area of interest, and we do encourage individuals to pursue volunteer experiences. When people end up in college and have done volunteer work or participated in training programs that may be seen as, not college, but necessarily still have provided them with valid skill and experience, there's even a way to pursue college credit for that experience through a course called Assessment of Prior Learning, offered through the Vermont State Colleges, that's popular with a lot of adults who have that valid experience either on the job or through volunteer work that they've done. I mentioned the WIA program at the Vermont Department of Labor, and there are different qualifications for that program than for VSAC, and I don't try to be totally well informed about that, but I know that they look at the previous 6 months income, where VSAC is looking at 2 prior years ago income for eligibility for the advancement grant. However, if someone's situation has changed, which may have put them in touch with the Vermont Department of Labor because they've become unemployed, people can be reconsidered for the advancement grant based on current year income if their situation has changed. So that's kind of an important distinction. And WIOA is also, they have a list of training entities that have been approved through their process for funding. And that may be the same as, or in some cases different than, the entities that have been approved to receive the advancement grant. The other, maybe not so short term, but people may also be interested in programs that are offered through the technical centers throughout the state of Vermont. And locally, that would be programs in Chittenden County at the Burlington Tech Center or the Center for Technology Essex, and sometimes even at the Northwest Career Center in St. Albans. People will travel there for training programs. But there are daytime programs during the school year that can be accessed by adults in those locations. Those programs are traditional age high school students, and adults who don't have a high school credential are given priority for placement in the programs at the tech centers. So adults who have a high school credential are considered after those individuals. And the cost of those programs, typically, students are going to need both the advancement grant and potentially funding through the Department of Labor to be approved for those. Some people who have previously attended college and borrowed money and haven't been able to take care of a debt that they've had through federal student loans may have ended up with a loan in default. And that could be an obstacle to either continuing one's education as a degree student or access to the advancement grant. But our counselors around the state are also able to help students get out of that situation, either through setting up a rehabilitation payment program for their loan, or in some cases, students prefer to consolidate defaulted loan or loans, and in that case, that would also restore their eligibility for aid as a degree or a non-degree student. So in closing, I would encourage people who would have found this information of interest to them to schedule an appointment with a counselor in the outreach program, and again, in the adult version of that program. And you can do that by, in the Burlington area, calling 802-654-3793. Or if you were in the Northeast Kingdom, you'd want to call 877-961-4369 to schedule an appointment. And we're always happy to meet with you at the earliest convenience, and generally people can be seen within a week of their phone call. So do take advantage of our services. They're free and available, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Darcy Brulette, and I work for Vermont Tech. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about some of the offerings we have at our different campuses. There are two main residential campuses, one in Randolph, Vermont, and one in Williston, Vermont. Those are typically for students that are interested in our undergraduate degree programs. In addition to that, we have a lot of different offerings through our continuing ed and workforce development division. That's the department that I work for. So some of the offerings that we have courses that can be taken for degree programs. We also have workshops and different trainings that might lead to a certificate. So lots of options for you. In our agricultural and food systems program, we have different courses about animals, plants, agricultural business management. In our business learning and development program, we have communication, conflict management. We go into different businesses in the state and even surrounding states to do some of those leadership training programs. We also hold the career and technical teacher education program for those adults that are interested in getting certified to work in our tech centers across the state. There are many different electrical and plumbing offerings, again, all over the state. We also do some green trainings, weatherization, renewable energy, and many others. We also have healthcare, paramedicine, phlebotomy, dental hygiene, a variety of healthcare offerings. We also do a SHRM training, which is for human resource training, so adults that are currently in the HR field would get some certifications through that program. In particular, I'm very familiar with the trainings in advanced manufacturing. I work for a grant that's called SWIFI, which is Strengthening Working Families Initiative. It's a U.S. Department of Labor grant which offers no-cost training for parents of children under 14. I'd very much like to speak with you if this is at all something that you're interested in, and I can go through the different eligibility requirements for the grant. All you have to do is contact me, Darcy, at 802-879-2348. So parents in particular that are looking to get into the field of advanced manufacturing, we have all kinds of certificate and training programs for you that we'd love to tell you more about. In addition to adults, students, high school students can also take these classes. There's a dual enrollment plan. You can take them while you're in high school. It's a great way to test different fields and careers that you're interested in without committing to a 2-year or a 4-year degree program at a college. So the continuing ed department at our school at Vermont Tech is a great place to even just get on the website, play around a little bit, go to continuing ed and workforce development, look at some of those offerings, and definitely reach out to us. You can, as I said, you can take short trainings and workshops, get a sense of careers, get a sense of whether that's something you want to pursue in a degree program or even more courses, and go from there. We welcome all kinds of inquiries. Again, please get on our website, and if you are more interested in manufacturing, please call Darcy at 802-879-2348. Thank you.